Great question here about why do people not just use super game improvement irons or clubs? Like, why doesn't everybody use them? Which kind of makes sense if you think about it, because we're all trying to make little gains. Well, I've got two clubs here, look, which might help explain it to a certain extent. So I've got my chipper and I've got a 58-degree RTX. This is a bladed wedge. It's a Torak wedge, so it's got a really thin, sharp edge on it. Subject to the way I want to play the shot in the many variations that we see out here on a golf course, I might want to use what I feel is the easier chip and run with my chipper. It's safer, it feels more reliable, like it's not going to go wrong. I might want to fly it a little higher, get it to stop a little quicker. I might have a lie here that's not so nice, so I want the sharper leading edge and I want to try and get some different kind of levels of stop on this ball. So the clubs are really here to help me in different situations, and you can apply that a little bit to game improvement irons or not, because where this bladed wedge gives me that option a bit more of chucking it up and stopping it, and maybe sometimes that's what feels better. What you might find, here's my pitching wedge, look, which is more of like a player's iron, and then I use super game improvements in my main irons. And I'm not launching the ball particularly that high, so I use super game improvement because it helps with launch, it helps with descent angle for me, someone maybe not the strongest golfer in the world. Now, if you're a powerful golfer, what you might find is that the game improvements shoot up too high. They don't like that flight. They want a flight that goes more forwards. You're going to find they have different spin models as well. So you're going to find that super game improvements are lower spinning as a general rule because of the way they're designed. And some players don't want that. It scares them. They don't like the flight. They don't like the fact that when they get in the rough, the spin jumps off it even more, and then they've got super game improvement, so they get these kind of flyer shots. So I understand why not everybody uses super game improvement, because not everybody's going to want that kind of flight shot. They might not like the look of the irons as well, because they're generally a little bit chunkier, and because the performance difference might be so minuscule, what they might do is think, well, I'm going to go with the one I prefer the like or the look of. Now, I agree with your question though. I think a lot more people should use super game improvements. Again, what improvements that will actually make, well, from my testing over the years, it's very hard to actually find, which is why it's often just as good to go with something that people like the look of, because they have to game it at the end of the day. Because the launch differences are small unless you take it to extremes. So extreme good players, sometimes extreme bad, but extreme bad players generally don't launch anything up in the air, and they hit so far away from the middle of the club, hence they're struggling, that it doesn't matter how improvement the club is. Should more people use game improvement? Yes. Should everybody? Totally not, and I understand why, but it's a good question if you think about it. You apply it to other sports like cycling or something, I guess, or sprinting. If there was something that gives you a 0.001 edge, people are going to do it. But in golf, we do still talk about looks and feels, because maybe the equipment makes a smaller difference than lots of people think. What do you think? Comment down below and let me know.